So the reality is the narrative needs to change, because we live in a different world and we live in different times. I had to change my narrative. Stay tuned.
Here we go. It's my time to rise. It's my time to shine. It's my time to live. It's my time to fly. It's my time. It's my time. I can see it. I can feel it. Time has come now to reveal it.
So with everything that's going on in the world, in society and everything, and the way things are economically, the way, what's the word I'm looking for? Just the way things are now, like with education, economics, things like that. Like, it's more women winning financially than men. Especially in the black community. There are more college educated black women than there are black men. There are more big earner black women than there are men. And that's just the reality of it. You know, unfortunately, our men aren't necessarily going into those fields that pay. You know, those highly competitive fields, those, you know, the medical fields, attorneys, working for the FBI, being police officers, being firefighters, you know, different things like that, going into banking and investments and stocks and bonds and mutual funds, managing hedge. Like, they're not going into those fields, unfortunately. And I'm not saying that none of them are going into those fields, but as a whole, a lot of them aren't going into those fields. And so, that being said, I think the narrative needs to change. Yes, back in the days, men went to work, women stayed home, reared the children, took care of the household, cooked, cleaned, you know, whatever. Today, that's not the norm. And that's not what's happening today, because more women are going to work. Like I said, more women are higher earners. And this thought that the man must provide, he has to pay all the bills, he has to, in the black community, it's not happening. It's not happening. I know some black men that provide for their households solely, but I know more black men that don't provide for their households solely. I know black families where the wife provides for the household solely and the man chips in other ways. So thinking that you're going to find a black man, especially if you're a high earning black woman, thinking that you're going to find a black man that matches your income or makes more than you, who's going to provide and pay all the bills in the house, whatever, is unrealistic. From what I can see and from my perspective, it's unrealistic. And you need to start opening your mind up to learning the person that you're with, instead of having all these expectations of, oh, he needs to do this, he needs to check this box, he needs to check off that box, he needs to do this, blah, blah, blah. I feel like you should be open to learning the person for who they are and seeing where they're at and seeing if you can work with that. Because that's just the reality of the times that we're living in. Y'all could chime in and let me know if y'all disagree or not. But I think that expecting a man to pay all the bills and everything, because I was that woman too. Oh, he needs to provide, he needs to pay all the bills. Well, then you need to go seek you out a lawyer, a doctor, a surgeon, you know, a high earning black man. And those black men are hot commodities these days. They know they have their choices and their pick of women. They know that their options are very open. And so, because they're a high earning black man and they're sort of like, I don't want to say a diamond in the rough, but they're few and far between, they know that they have their pick of options. And so what would make them want to choose you is their attitude, versus if you're a high earning woman and you can find a man that's a good man, blue collar worker, white collar worker, you know what I'm saying, a janitor at a school, whatever. And he makes good money, he has good character, he has good values, you know, whatever you're looking for. He has all that. He can't pay all the bills. I don't think you should look that man over. That's just my personal assessment. I know people want what they want, and people gonna do what they do. But me personally, I don't think that should be a deal breaker. Because, like I said, with the world we living in today, that old adage and stuff just ain't happening. And then too, you have to look at, you want a 1960 man to pay all the bills, whatever, but you're not the submissive 1960s woman that is gonna do everything that your man is asking you to do or telling you to do. You're not going to stay at home and raise the children. You're not going to make sure his clothes are pressed every day, or you're not gonna do those things because you're the independent woman who makes her own money and this, that, whatever, and can't nobody tell you what to do. So, you know, I'm lost. It don't make sense to me. But I'm just saying, y'all should keep your options open. Let me know what y'all think. Chime in on the comments. All right, Cole's Porch signing out.